Hello everyone. So today is week 3. We'll be talking about melody and chords today. And so I just want to go over the schedule once more. So we are in week 3, lyrics and melody and chords as well. And just refer back to that step-by-step songwriting guide. We are now on step 3, creating a melody. And so let's get into it. And so, as a disclaimer, we are presenting 2 options to you of how to find a melody and chords. And there are definitely different ways for you to find your melody and chords. This is the way we found it to be useful and helpful. So feel free to use this if you would like. Feel free not to if you would not like to. But yeah, so let's start with option A, melody. What do you do if you want to start with a melody? Well, first, you want to create that melody. And the fastest way to create that melody is to just start singing. Literally just start singing. Start humming some melodies, thinking about what style you want your song to be in. Do you want it to be in rap? Do you want to make a country song? Do you want to make a hip-hop R&B song? Whatever you like. Find that style and start singing different things and record yourself. Recording yourself will make sure that you don't forget anything you've sang, and you can refer back to it and use it if you suddenly realize that you love what you sang earlier. And so yeah, just start singing and start finding these different tunes that you would like to sing. And so the next step is getting the chords for that melody. And so the best way to do that is to just have the melody in front of you, have the notes, and just find a way to play chords that match the notes of the melody. And so let's say your melody is Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and you know all the notes for that song. One way to find the chord progression would be to start playing chords that match the notes in the melody. And when you do this, some of these chords might sound good, some of them might sound bad. When you keep playing these chords and trying different ones, eventually you'll find chords that fit well with your song. This is very trial and error type, but it is one of the better ways to get the chords if you have the melody first. And so another way to do this is to use Chord Cloud, which I find much, much easier. So let me show you how it works. What you would first do is you would, let me show you. So here's the application. And what you would first do is you would go down here and press record. What this does is it opens up this little window. You can record your melody. What it'll do is it'll notate that melody in a piece of sheet music. And so you need that to find the chords. And so since I don't have audio capabilities right now, I also don't have a melody with me. So what I'll do is I'll instead use this virtual piano, and I will just start typing out some notes. Okay. Now let's say that is our melody. For some reason that's your melody. What you'll do next is you'll go over here to analyze, right there. And as you'll see, it will notate it for you, right there. What you want to do next is go to Magic Wand and go down to Auto Chords. And so we'll start thinking, and then it'll give you some chords that match your melody. And so this obviously isn't much of a melody, so the chords aren't the best. But essentially, if you can get your melody notated in the software, it can help you with finding chords that might be useful and sound good with your melody. So if that's helpful, please feel free to use that. It's called scorecloud.com to get the application. That is also in the little handout we gave you. So feel free to refer to that. And yeah, we could use that or the more less technological way and just start playing chords as well with the melody. And so now let's say option B, you want to start with chords. First thing you need is a chord progression. And what we mean by chord progression is essentially what chords you want in what order. So each key has different chords, but how you position the chords and when you play them is how we make a chord progression. So every song has a chord progression. Like even your favorite song, you can find a chord progression in that song. And so having your song having a chord progression would be a great way to add a musical element to it as well. And so one way to figure this out is to use hook theory. And so there's two websites on hook theory that can help you. The first one is Common Chord Progressions. This tells you common chord progressions that are usually used in songs or just popular ones in general that you can use yourself. And then what it'll also do is you can use the hook pad to put those chords in this little workshop and play them on a loop so that you can sing over them and see and like start singing for your melody. And so I can show you that as well. So here is the first one. These are just common chord progressions. This is the first website. And so if you scroll down, you'll see all these different chord progressions that you can use. And if you want, you can also play them. So my computer, it does not have very good volume, but if you play this on your computer, you'll be able to hear it. And let's say you like that chord progression. Let's say you love this chord progression and you want to use it. What you'll do next is you'll go over here to the hook pad, which is this little workshop where you can put chords in and just play them. And so the chord progression we liked was, actually let's go back to it. It was 1, 5, 6, 4. So you'll just type in 1, 5, 6, and 4. What you can do is you can like have that one so it starts there. And then press play. And then of course you can adjust the tempo, you can even change the key. Changing the key will change how the chord sounds. And so let's say we change it to key E, the key D, right? And now, let's try it. I'm not sure if you can hear me, but let's play it again just in case. And so that only played the last three. But you can still see that the sounds of the chords changed. And so you can mess around with keys, tempos, and etc. until you find that good chord progression that you really like. And so what you can do then is just loop that chord progression. Just keep playing it, and then start trying to find that melody. And so, let's go ahead and start finding that melody. And so, again, the best way to do that is just start playing the chords, and then use your own creativity to find that beautiful melody that I know is inside of you. So yeah, just, again, start singing and record yourself to make sure that you hear that you had everything you sang before, so you can refer back to it. But yeah, just once you have the chord, finding the melody is also much easier. And so that is all I have for you. And so now we'll hear some personal experiences from Kabi and David. They can come up to the stage.